what happened. See if anybody reconnects back.
I know, right?
Yeah, we live now after all these technical difficulties, hot mics, and everything else. Listen, the information, sister, you dropping is like amazing, and it's an honor to have you here with me sharing this information because you don't run across this too often, and you blowing mine. I know you blowing my mind right off the rip. Okay, we got people coming back in here. Welcome back. Welcome back. After all the things we've been going through, y'all like, look, y'all ain't ending the show like that. They disconnect. First, I couldn't get back on. Then the sister, we were just blank screen. I was watching the comments. They were like, damn, they cooked both of them off. They removed all the comments. I was like, oh, we must have pissed somebody off.
That's par for the course. That's why we got, UNA Republic Network going up very soon. So we already have our network going. So we just gonna go ahead and put it into full effect so that when they decide they want to yank something, we still going.
I
You know what I'm
say, I say. You were talking about. I think you broke that down about the chapter 9 that we were talking about when your grandmother's pregnant and you and your mother and you went through the yolk sac and it's going back into the embryo and breaking all of that down. Let's bring everything together now, right? Let's talk about what do you think a woman's by your study and your research her true supernatural powers and how can she tap back into them? How can she begin to remember who she is? How does she begin to reactivate those dormant cells that are in her that's just sitting there like them sleeping cells you showed us? How does she tap in? How does she activate? What can she do?
So I said something earlier, and what I said was you cannot tap back into something that is natural by leaning on something that is unnatural. Okay. I've also spoken about how the woman has been conquered. Okay. And who conquered her? The male conquered her. Let's be clear. This is not saying to throw him out with the bathwater, what have you. What I am saying is you must be cognizant of what the true relationship is. You must be cognizant of what the true relationship is. And when you decide to lean on something, you have a muscle that you are not using. And the term goes, if you don't use it, please finish this. Say it. Oh, your mic is muted. If you don't use it, is your mic? Your mic is muted. What you doing over there?
Hold on. Is it for
There
real?
you go.
Oh
There you
my
go.
boy, I'm about to
Let's try it again.
I was about to lose it. Shit.
If you don't use it,
You lose it.
okay. So that's where we are as far as recognizing if you want to get your powers back, you have to start using them. And the only way you can use them is to stop leaning on things that are unnatural to you. I need to also go into understanding this because we understand that the woman has been conquered, her history has been rewritten, and we understand who it was by. All right. One of the things I want to point out, what happens when a woman doesn't have sex? What's that stereotype or that thing that they say about a woman who hasn't had sex in a long time? What do they say about her?
Well, I don't know what they say about her, but I can speak for myself. For me, when listen,
Speak.
I ain't putting out my business out there, but I'm gonna just say this. Since I've been by myself, this is the now I ain't rich yet, but the wealthiest I've been, and I ain't really there yet, but I'm getting there. The healthiest I've been, the most at peace I've been, although I'm still going through some ancestral stuff, but all the things that I see other people go through when they are, paired up, I don't go through none of that. I know my pH balance is good. I haven't had any of those problems that a lot of sisters have, right? And it's true. And I was talking to a sister about this the other day, right? I know a lot of sisters, and we have these bills, and they said, when a woman really gets to herself and she starts focusing on herself and making herself the center of her life, she thrives.
There you go. If you
And
want to
when
tap
she
back in,
hold, let me finish this one. And
okay.
when you look at those who have been in long-term marriages,
Bondage,
that part, he thrives and she depletes.
those are the statistics that you just stated.
God, with a bomb.
A woman who, and this is again not to diss the brother, but if you're trying to tap into an X that's within you, you got to go within. So when you're talking about the statistics, now you just said everything that the statistics say, that your single women, they're healthier, they are happier, they live longer, they make more money than their female counterpart that's married, and than even single men. That is a statistic. Even single men,
Wow.
and then some married men. But the married man, he's going to gain a lot from being with her. He's going to be healthier than his single male counterpart.
Yeah.
He's going to live longer because she's taking care of him. Meanwhile, that woman who's in that bondage, well, it's not bondage, it's marriage to God. And, I'm not going into that
Who
today.
told her that?
Okay. I'm not, and this is not a diss towards anybody, but there are
Wait,
lives
hold
that
on. This is no. I don't want you to take this personally, but it annoys me, right? When we got to keep saying that shit, right?
I have to,
And no, I'm saying because everybody who get on there, they got to say this. And it's like they should know this by now, right? But it's a conditioning that we have that we always have to be apologetic, and we always have to be, oh, it's not this.
I'm gonna
This
tell
ain't
you.
even about you. Like for real, honestly, this is where I'm coming from. It's really not about you. It's
It's
really
not.
about us awakening to our divine selves. And if
Okay.
this is something that you can't understand, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna. We have to stop coddling them.
Listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you
I'm just
why.
saying.
I hear you, and I respect what you're saying, but I need you to understand something.
I'm
Going
listening.
back to as is within, so is without. First of all, you still have to respect the beings that you're dealing with. Listen to what I'm saying. Respect. I ain't say coddle them, but
I'm
you gotta
not
respect.
saying disrespect them, right? I'm not saying
Even
disrespect.
I have to respect. Even I have to respect the fact that people don't know this stuff. You understand it? Like I've been saying these things for more than 10 years now, and then I tell people this, and then they want to say I'm lying. Women will come after me.
Oh,
So you have to respect that. Okay, I get it. You coming out of some kind of brainwashing. You just waking up. I get it. The other thing that I need you to keep in mind, and this is gonna sound harsh, but I need you to, again, when I'm looking at how I need to deal in this third dimension, I need to go within, and I need to help. We need to ask ourselves a question: what does a parasite do when it knows that you're going to take it out?
it hones in harder. It leaves some eggs in there. What
The
does it try to
host.
do?
Listen, it will
Yeah.
kill the host. It will kill the host. Are you understanding? We already about.
Woo! If I can't have you,
You've seen it,
nobody can.
right? So you've seen it. So
Yeah.
don't play with that. Don't play with that. Respect what it is. X that's within you.
I lost my bomb. Recorded you. Sorry. That's crazy. Everything's going haywire with technically with me today. That's deep because you
Okay,
can see this playing out on many stages. So let me ask you this question.
real quick before we go from
No,
there.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
you understand what that being will do, but you
What
also
we
need to,
supposed to do about
huh? You
it?
said
Go ahead.
what?
What we supposed to do about
No, no, listen to what I'm saying.
it? Okay.
So you got to understand the nature. So when it's not about us dissing him, because he's our sister. He really is our sister. He doesn't know it. He's in another mindset. So you got to understand the whole thing. Okay. But if you try to fight a parasite like that, you already understand what the parasite is going to do. But at the same time, when you love that being is going to be the one to protect you from others. Not that we need the protection, but what I'm saying to you is you want to give it love, not hate, not disdain, because we're not here to fight. We don't have to fight like that, okay? Because we know we're in control. So if I say no, then it's just no. I'm going to say it with love, but it is no, period. And we don't have to be disrespecting. So I do want to respect at all times all these beings because I understand the nature. That's all I'm saying. You girl asking a question. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. I appreciate you clarifying that. Because for me, I'm not coming from a place. I just want, those who may be new to the channel, who maybe just stumble across here and finding out, want to know what we're talking about. Um, I'm the type, I'm looking at our story and I'm looking at her story and what has been hidden and suppressed and the conditioning that has been placed upon us for millennia. And now, during this particular moment in time, there's this awakening going on with her. And as she's awakening, it seems like she's awakening to her divine self. But it's like, in order for her to awaken, some feel like, well, this is not anything against you. This is not, I still love you, and things of that nature, where it's not about disrespecting you and things like that, because we've been disrespected the whole time, right? We've
Yeah.
been buried the whole time.
But
There were no disclaimers for us,
we're not victims.
right?
We're not
There were,
victims though.
but the point I'm trying to make is when the shoe is on the other foot, there's no constant disclaimer put out. We're not even thought about, right? We're like these. We're in the kitchen. Supposed we shut out. You be quiet. You supposed to be seen and not heard. Things of that nature. And the moment you open your mouth, the first thing she wants to do is apologize,
Mm-mm. Let me
right?
okay.
But as you said, the parasite will kill your ass if it realizes you trying to escape.
Yeah. So let me say this on everything that you said.
What the hell we supposed to do with this shit now? God
Listen,
damn. Woo.
everything you said, we was in the kitchen and we was told to keep our mouths shut and we was told to I need you to understand.
I'm
We
listening.
did the exact same thing.
Tell me how.
Remember, the woman owned everything. The land, the wealth, the knowledge. He was second class. He was the slave to
When
her.
was this?
This is what they don't want you to know. This is
Let's
why I keep
please.
saying, when you can listen, I don't know no victims. I don't know no victims. And anytime that when I look around and I'm seeing what's going on, concerning this dimension, it's always whoever it seems like is getting the short end of the stick. They did it to somebody before them.
Mm,
Always.
mm,
Again, what goes around comes around. And
mm.
women had all of the wealth, the knowledge. He was a sex slave. It wasn't no 1-to-1 men to women. He was outnumbered originally.
Hold on. Let's see. This is where the story gets warped for me, right?
Yeah, he
Because
was
right.
outnumbered.
No, he still is. If you really think about it, he
It
still
wasn't
is.
this many of him. It wasn't this
Huh?
many of him.
Well, yeah.
She
But
wanted
hold on.
speaking with
There's,
him.
that's a whole. There's a lot that contributes to that. But let's go back. Hold up. In your book, let's go back. We skipped over a chapter because let's get
Okay.
into this. There's two chapters that you said, three really. I wanted to get into a little bit more because this is leading up to this. You're saying that they were sex slaves, right?
Yeah.
So hold on now, because let's talk about where the heck is the daggone chapter at now? Uh, hold on, because we missing something. I think it's chapter 3. Let's go back to chapter 3 because this contract and this agreement with these beings, they can't get off the hook, right? The Anunnaki tampered with Mother Nature, so that's because because the story is saying that we did it to them, now they're doing it to us. But is that really the case because of what they did?
Who is these though? Make
The
clear, verify that.
Anunnaki tampered with Mother Nature. If the Anunnaki tampered with Mother Nature and came here and you said that there were beings, I'm saying that they were women, and they came over here and they took the XX and created a Y, right? Now we have an inverted woman. And now, why did
I'm
they
saying
do that? Right? We don't.
tampered.
Do we know?
They tampered. They tampered with the mitochondria. Is what I said.
Okay, they temper. No, I said the women. That's what I'm saying.
But
Right?
no,
They,
I got to be clear on it because somebody's gonna call me on this. But yeah, they actually tampered with the mitochondria. Is what I'm saying they did.
so when they came here, were women here? Yes or no?
Feminine, yes, there were feminine beings on the planet. Yes, that's who
But
they.
they weren't all women. They were. They were. Did they look like me and you, or they look like something else? Because
More
when
than
you see
likely, they
that
were
the sons of
androgynous.
God came down and they seen the daughters and they saw that they were fair. I'm just saying.
That was a different being.
Oh, those are different
More,
groups of
they're more
aliens.
androgynous beings. You talking about your symbols and oracles? They were more androgynous looking.
Okay, so but what I'm talking, well, whoever was here when they got here and
Feminine
created
beings.
this split,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
From that split, whatever the reason was for them to create these different beings, those new beings,
Mm-hmm.
because there's an original being and then there's a new being, and then
Mm-hmm.
gave that new being the ability to reproduce with the original being, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is why she's going through her checks and balances, and then because there's something in there that slips through the cracks.
Right.
The relationship, the original relationship of those two was what? Abusive? She was abusing him?
She treated him like a second class citizen. He wasn't supposed to have, he wasn't supposed to be able to read. Because remember, she had all the knowledge. He wasn't supposed to be, okay, in the Bible, it talks about how, and then even you can look this up. Pharaoh, let's understand what that term means.
Okay.
Pharaoh means the woman's house. Now they've hidden that.
Hmm.
It was him coming in to service her. Well, no whole bunch of men. It was her and she's in there. What? Girl, he here. Let's go get some. It wasn't no. It wasn't a whole bunch of men. It was her house. It was the women's house. That's what
Ooh.
Pharaoh means. All
Right.
right. And
Okay.
so this is just the etymology alone. When we start understanding etymology, so many clues, so many doors are open and windows are open, telling you what really happened. But when he came in, and in the Bible it talks about how the male, would come around and service the women.
Where?
All the
Where
wealth.
that at? I missed that
I
part.
don't know what section. Don't ask me that. I don't remember by
It
remember.
was, I ain't never seen anything about no male servicing Any
You
woman in those
it's not
patriarchal
gonna
sex.
say it outright. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not. That's why you have to
Okay.
say it. It never like it's not gonna tell you. Oh, she gave him a blowjob. What does it mean to clean his feet with her hair or all that stuff? That's a blowjob. It's not gonna come out and tell you.
Oh, golly, we need another interpretation of
That's
this
what I'm trying to tell you. You
here.
gotta all like the Bible is written in parables and what have you and
Right,
things it's
right.
saying, and if you don't understand what it's saying, then you gonna miss it. So what I'm trying to tell you, sound effect. What I'm trying to tell you is that there was at the same time it was women who did dirt to them first. That's the only way she's going to get the energy. The only way.
Wow.
And please understand, the same energy that he has put out, he is going to get a return of it, and he's not going to like it. So the last thing you want to do is put it back out. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You don't universal laws. Yeah, I don't want to pull up the universal law chart, but that is a big, big foundation that we have forgotten and lost. If you put an energy out by law, it must come back to you. Don't put it out. We already did that. We already dissed him. We already treated him like a second-class citizen. We already did hurtful things to him. Still doing hurtful things to him to this day. That's why he's so angry. We don't even want to go into that. That's a whole nother story. Women doing dirt. And then we out here like, oh, we didn't do nothing. But he's angry. But he can't come out and say, well, she molested me.
He's angry because he's not her all the way.
Listen, there's more to if a guy is coming out like that and he's especially having a disdain for women, he is hurting. And I get it. We just we angry with him. He's hurting. So we got to go deeper. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand he's hurting, but for some reason I cannot.
I get it.
Chew on the pill that we are the reason that he's hurting.
If we're not willing to
missing from the story.
If we're women not being accountable, that's what's missing. Women are not being accountable. That's what's missing. You cannot listen. I don't know no victims. I don't know no victims. I get it. He's saying these things and he's feeling all this nasty energy. But behind the scenes, there's a woman that hurt him. And I'm not talking about no,
but she you just said why is jacked up, right? He got a jacked up why he missing things, but this is our fault. We ain't even make him.
You made him. Yes, ma'am, you did.
You said that, and I'm not came here and did this now. How we gonna be both sides of the story?
What you say?
You said the Anunnaki did.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Were they female Anunnaki?
There were female and male Anunnakis according to my research. But understand that women, to this day, they partake in relationships with males that they should not be in. And I mean that. When he's beating on you, he's already told you that he's saying all these things. Don't tell me about you a victim. He told you while you was dating when he slapped you, he told you who he was. And you chose to get in a marriage with this guy because you felt like marriage and a baby was going to change him and he's worse. And now your child gets to see that. The problem is not him, it's you. So I can't, again, the power resides in the woman, 100%. If you're going to take on that knowledge and say, yeah, the power resides with me, then you got to be accountable 100%. He doesn't get power unless you give it to him. That's it. And so,
even when she tried to take it back.
What do you mean try to take it back?
No, listen to what I'm saying. She's trying to take it back. She got to do it with kitten gloves on. But she don't want the host to kill her.
Listen, you just got to stand. You just got to stand. I don't have to put nobody else down to uplift myself.
No, I just withdrew.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. I don't have to come and put him down to uplift myself. And when I'm doing that, if a woman is coming at me, well, he is no good, he's slow down, this all men are this, I gotta look at her. Because are you drawing those kind of men? Then what's going on
If
with
she
you?
has no idea who she, you know what? It seems like nobody know who they are.
That's what I've been saying. That's why in this book. That's why I'm talking about who the Y and the X chromosome, because he needs to understand what that Y is. He needs to respect what the X is. And he's not going to respect it if you're not respecting it. Right?
Respect on that X. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
you
because she don't.
You, how is he going to respect you?
Wow, facts. 100%. That's true. That's very true. That's true. Super true. So what's the first step, sister? If you can give some words of encouragement to the women that are listening today, now.
Let me say this. This is what I found. I found a lot of women are thinking that they are less than if they don't have a man in their life. That's the number one issue. You got to recognize who you are. That's why I got the book. You're tapping into your supernatural powers. This whole society has made you think, oh, you don't have a man? Oh, you ain't worth nothing. Meanwhile, the women without a man, they live longer, they're happier, they make more money, they feel more freedom. And then I ask women, they'll say to me, this is what they say, Mama T.
What they say?
I said, I had a sister on one of my sessions, and I said, so she says, well, I want to be in a relationship, but I'm nervous, and I'm wondering if I have a child and all this. I said, okay, so how was it when you were in the relationship? Well, I felt bad. I was, I felt terrible. I felt I didn't like being in the relationship it was all in turmoil. And I said, okay, and you're single now, how you feel? Well, I feel at peace. I'm happy. And then you want to get in a relationship. Why?
Because she's lonely.
Oh, no, that wasn't the case. She just wanted to do it because society has told her that that's what she's supposed to do. Wow. Meanwhile, she's found her peace. She's happy. But if I have a child, because I want to have a child, well, have a child. Well, why do you feel like you got to be shacked up with a male to have a child? You're supposed to have a village. Your mama, your grandmama, your sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your girlfriends, your nieces. That's the village. That's who you're supposed to be relying on. It takes a village. Come on, Mama T.
To raise a child.
Well,
do you think it's possible still for women to reproduce themselves through parthenogenesis? Because I heard some people say that will never happen again.
Okay, how does a mind work? The only way things move inside your vessel is because you mentally say, you know what? I'd like to make this happen. And so this is it's the mindset that keeps people enslaved. That's it. That keeps you from your money, that keeps you from your freedom, that keeps you from tapping into your supernatural powers. So if somebody can make you believe that you can't do it, well, then you're right. But the moment you say, oh, that's on the way, we're doing it now. Well, then we're in another universe.
Critical mass. Let's get the critical mass popping, baby, popping out everywhere. There's a lot of people in the chat asking, where can they get this book? Where can they get this book? Where can they find this book today?
UNAuniversity.com. UNAuniversity.com. Scroll down and you will see tapping into your supernatural powers. You'll see the book on the site, okay? And you can get the book. But the bottom line is that yes, absolutely. You asked me a question. Do I think women are doing it now? You're not going to hear about it. No, they're not going to tell you this because, listen, let me say this. They're telling you, okay, yeah, you can go to a sperm donor location and, get artificially inseminated. Meanwhile, I just showed you. You got everything you need to create on your own. And let me tell you something. if you were to create a being from that other polar body that you have access to, that baby is gonna be a she. It's gonna be a she, that's first of all. And it's gonna have full access to both chromosomes. Now you're talking about supernatural powers, being able to speak without moving your lips, being able to move things, being able to make things disappear that shouldn't be here. Okay, let's be clear that there is a lot of power that women don't have and haven't tapped into. When you start looking into Lilith, that's telling you. Again, these people have to tell you who you are. They just have to hide it behind, sometimes they call it mythological, or they'll put it in a movie and make it entertainment. And you think, oh, that's great. That was a great movie. Meanwhile, those are your supernatural powers they have to tell you about. And you never caught a clue that you have the ability to do all of that.
Still, these days.
Still, yes. But she's got, let me say something too. I talked about the sugar and sex. Sugar and sex. Those are the two things that further remove you from tapping into source. And the problem is, once again, accountability, one, and then discipline, number two. Because you tell a woman, well, listen, when you're having sex, you're removing your ancestors from your ovaries.
So,
okay,
hold on.
With mitosis and meiosis, those eggs in your ovaries, those are your ancestors. Those are your nation. And every time.
Hold on. Now I got to ask a question now.
Okay.
We're not supposed to have sex?
Because
the reason why I asked, why? Let's talk about anatomy and physiology. Since that's your area expertise. There's a part on a woman's body that is only made for pleasure, unless it has another function, with over 10,000 nerve endings. Also connected, if you really go into the esoterics of it, it resembles the pineal gland. And it is also said, when she reaches the level of orgasm, her third eye opens. So, is this something that she's not supposed to do? She's not supposed to have sex. She's not supposed
That is a carnal act. It is a carnal act.
But we're in carnal bodies.
Are you trying to reach source, or you want to just stay in the carnal body?
Are you trying within us? I thought source was.
Hold on, now. This is what I mean. That's why I don't talk about sex. I'm like, y'all do what you do. So if I'm just gonna tell you what my research.
Why do you have why is it pleasurable then?
It's supposed to be pleasurable, so you can keep going back to it. Why is sugar pleasurable? Why is sex pleasurable?
Outside the body.
What are you talking about?
Sugar is something outside of the body.
Sex is carnal. Sugar makes you feel some kind of way. It's carnal.
So is eating. It's carnal. We ain't supposed to eat
too much, and you eat too much. So do I need to go into cell management? Do I need to go? See, y'all not ready for this. Y'all not ready for the truth. But I'm gonna tell it to you because you asked me about sex, and I'm not telling you. Hold on.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's go into the science then, since you want to ask me.
I'm very curious to know about that because it's like.
Let me go into the science. I need to go into the science.
Okay,
so watch this now. Going into the science. Let's understand what a sperm is. And so I hate my visual aids left me. But let's talk about what the sperm is. The sperm is a germ. I already told you it's a bacteria. Okay? And one of the things we know about the body, and you know this too, when something is natural to the body does not fight it. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
So you tell me how come he got to send so many sperm in, because of the simple fact that as soon as those sperm hit her vessel,
The
she gonna red
vaginal
alert
juices
mode.
get to going, honey. They get to trying to kill every last one of them little reptilians.
If it were natural to her vessel, there's no way she would be fighting it. No way. No way.
I agree.
So if it were natural, her body would embrace those sperm. He wouldn't have to send but 2, 3 of them in there, and would take it to the egg itself. No questions. So what I'm saying to you is, those are signs, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, you've got to understand that this whole sperm egg thing, that is alien technology. You asked about the aliens. There you go. Hold on. I need my visuals.
No, keep going, because we gonna.
I put up earlier.
You said that, right?
Hold on, just showing you what the embryo looks like. Doesn't it look like an alien to you? With a tail? There's a human cell forming in a curve, and it's got a tail. Does that not look like an alien to you? And every being, whether it's an elephant or a dog or a donkey or a tadpole, it looks the same way. That's an alien technology. But y'all don't want to hear me?
No, it's cool. What the hell did we look like before that, though?
What I'm trying to tell you is that look at yourself. Yeah. You are mitosis in Paul's format. I know y'all ain't gonna see now. I'm going really deep.
Hold up, who you said? Paul?
Pause. Meaning.
Pause. Okay.
What does mitosis do? It multiplies. It's gonna put one on this side and one when mitosis starts. Since I have a lack of visual aids, you have a cell here, and all of these things are within the cell. Then it's going to start multiplying each one of them. So if it's got this, it's going to go one to that side and one to the other side, and then it's going to pinch off. Look at you. You got one eye on this side and one eye on that side. You got a set of teeth on this side, a set of teeth on this side. Your heart, you got a left ventricle and a right ventricle. You got a lung on this side, a lung on that side. You got ovaries on this side. You got a leg over here, arm over here. You are mitosis in Paul's format. Now, what would happen if you had true knowledge of self? You don't need that alien technology. I know you're not getting it fully right now, because you really got to start studying the cells and understand what our true powers are. If you had full access to your powers, you wouldn't need the alien technology, because that's not the same way that the mitochondria multiplies, the same way every cell in your vessel multiplies, the same way bacteria and other beings on this planet multiply with parthenogenesis. That's where you're supposed to be multiplying, not with this alien technology. But when you lose knowledge of self, well, then you get the alien technology, and you get to keep stimulating yourself and keep going against what true nature is. I'm not telling you to stop having sex. I'm just telling you.
All right, let's get back to what you were saying about when the sperm enters into the vaginal canal, and then it finds out that it's foreign, right? Well, the body knows that it's foreign, and so it's, from what you're saying, I'm gathering that this is an unnatural act for the body, that female body.
Would you say that, considering how the body responds, that it's unnatural with yeast infections?
No, I agree. Now let me ask you another question to follow up. What is the purpose of a clitoris?
All of that is sexual in nature, and again, originally there was no sex.
Okay, so now that we have it now, what are we supposed to do with it? All right, because listen to what I'm saying. Now, what is the purpose of it? What is its
Purpose
function?
of it is to stimulate you. Again, we talked about this. When you are stimulated in the pituitary gland, it creates an LH hormone. And when that hormone is created, then the ovaries, the ovums inside of your ovaries, they start fighting for that hormone. And then this is when one of them gets removed, and then you got this ovulation that goes on with women, and then with men, you get spermatogenesis. So this is the purpose of it is to keep you producing. That's the purpose of it, to keep you producing. But who's trying to get you to produce? Okay, we didn't go to one of these chapters in here because I talk about what it is when you bring a being into this dimension. You can't even teach it how to get out. Do you feel like when you look around with this government and the way the government is pimping us, do you feel like we some slaves up in here?
In their system, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got people, not to mention just we talking about the quote unquote government. We're not even talking about the beings that keep us recycling back into this third dimension. And then you don't know how to tell somebody how to get out of it, and then you cycle them back in here. What have you done on a spiritual basis? What is the ramifications of what you have done? You just enslaved somebody again. And you don't know how to tell them how to get out of it. But I get it. We feel like this is the greatest. This is wonderful. But what is this place we're in? Where you have forgotten how to tap into your supernatural power. What is this place that you don't know how you're gonna bring somebody in here and you don't know how to tell them how to get out of it? What are you
Now,
doing?
is it something that we're in, or is it something that harnessed what we already had? Right. So when I keep hearing these different arguments. So we had this talk earlier about Earth. This isn't our home. We're from somewhere else. This isn't this and that and the other. And when you talk about with the government and they got us in, they have us in a mindset, right? But none of this belongs to them, right?
Mhm.
Alone. So it's like, have we been hijacked, or is it something that we're in? Did
Okay.
they hijack this realm and turn it into what it is, or got us thinking it's something else, right?
Okay.
Or
So
is it like what you're saying? Is this a mindset?
you're talking about two different entities. When you're talking about the quote unquote government, like the US corp and all that, that's just
Well, you asking what are we in? What the government has us in,
okay, well
right?
that's just man stuff. But then when we talk about the spiritual realm of what this is, so when you
Okay.
leave, we talked about a baby or a child being an old spirit coming in a new vessel. Well, what is that? That is a cycle, right? So it leaves here and then it comes back in, and then everybody who's showing up in this dimension, according to what I see and what my research is showing, you here to learn a lesson. This is according to what source is showing me. You are here to learn a lesson and get the lesson. And a lot of people come in here and they thinking they're victims. And if you are refusing to recognize and be accountable, then you get to come back in here again because you didn't learn the lesson. And so if we're in here dissing men and being upset with them and angry about them and giving them the
Why does
same
it always go
energy,
back to that? But go ahead.
you know what? I need to say this. If we are giving them that energy, we have not learned a lesson. That's part of it. That's because you know why I'm going back to that? Because they're a big part of the issue. And women have not been honest about who they are in the things that they have been doing in their lives. And then they don't want to let it go. So when I talk to you, you go, well, wait a minute, I got a clitoris. Who gonna stimulate that thing for me?
Now ask, what is the function of it? What is it there for, right? Because I'm trying
It's
to
there.
understand what this is. Like, I'm trying to understand where we're going, because it seemed like this a catch-22 with this thing, right? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, in a
What's
way, right? It's like
that?
we go in these cycles and circles. So you come here, you trap me in the prison, or you volunteered to come here to help with the experience or to teach and to learn a lesson, right? So it's your perception. This is why you got to be very careful of your mind, because everyone has, right? And you have to utilize, because you're on your own individual journey. everyone comes through this realm to go through their own karmic journey, whatever that case may be. Some are here to teach, some are here to do this, and some are, whatever the case is, it's just a buffet. Everything you ain't supposed to eat, right? Some things you want to try, and this, that, and the other. Right? But we're in these vessels. We get all these different stories of who created these vessels and this and that, but they have all these body parts and all these functions. And then they'll say, well, the function ain't meant for that, the function ain't meant for this, and this is not who you are, and this and that. Then you'll say, well, I'm a human being I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. But you're not supposed to have a human experience, like for real, for real. You're just supposed to be spiritual. So it's
Okay.
like this
So
this
let me ask you a
this
question.
hodgepodge of information that can confuse the average person if you don't know, like you said, who you are.
So let me ask you a question.
I said,
If
yes, ma'am.
if yeah, I get it when you're saying we're supposed to have a human experience. Um, are you supposed to indulge in everything? Because you just said it's a buffet, you don't eat everything.
You don't need everything. No.
And the thing is that at some point, if you really, you got to be on your journey. Now, again, all of us are here because we do have things to learn. And one of the things that I find, especially when people who are acting like they're victims, is that they're not getting the lesson. Now, I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but there's always a lesson. And anytime you're in a lower vibratory state, then there's a lesson that the universe is sending you to learn. And if you're not getting that, you're staying in that lower vibratory state, then you get to recycle. You get to come back in here and try it again. For some of us, we talking about that light body. Some of us, we're talking about going on to another dimension in another time. And when I say that, that means that you got to be more disciplined. No, you can't do what she's doing over there. And I'm not talking down on her. If she wants to do that, that's fine. But sometimes if you're really talking about tapping into source, you got to stop sexing him because he's not trying to help you. He's tapping into you, right? And taking everything that you have. We just talked about women in
And
marriages,
she
and
tapped into herself.
you got to tap into yourself. So this is the problem. It's like you gotta so you say damned if you do, damned if you don't. Know. You're damned if you refuse to show discipline.
Mm, okay.
You can't sex everybody. You
And you
always,
shouldn't. A lot of shit floating around out here. And you
and I'm not
shouldn't.
again. And here's the thing though, with the matriarchy, there was no issue about who you sex. If you want to sex whomever you want to sex, you had the right to do that, and you were not shunned because you want to sex everybody. That's what you want to do. But then when you start talking about women who are bipolar and they got schizophrenia and they got all these, I'm going back to the sperm. You're not respecting what the sperm is. It is a spiritual entity. And yeah, it gets killed when it goes into that
Which
egg.
is which is female.
Yeah, but it gets killed when it goes into that egg. But the rest of those sperm, they join with your cells. I talked about this the other day. A lot of people don't understand what till death do you part means.
Mm, come
Science
on.
should have told you what that means. So
Talk to
listen
me.
to what I'm saying. When a male's sperm goes into you, yeah, that one that makes its way through the egg, that one's gonna get killed. But the rest of them, when your body starts fighting them, they consume the DNA of those sperm,
Hmm.
and then you are joined with him till death do you
Hmm.
part.
Yeah.
You're not getting
Wow.
rid of it. So watch this. This is why women, they'll have sex with a guy, and maybe he was her partner for however long, and then they separate. They might not have ever had any children. She gets with another guy, has sex with him, has children, but it looks like the first guy.
Woo! Hold on. You don't know that's listen. And he be wondering, hey, wait a second. That look a little like Johnny up the street.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we know that they haven't been in together
Mhm.
in that time frame for her to be pregnant by the first guy. It's the second guy's child. And so why is it that it looks like the first guy? Well, till death do you part.
Damn.
This is why you
Lord
want
have mercy. You make a woman want to close for business.
close your legs. I've been saying that. Close them
I
because you
say,
need to tap into self so that you can tap to your
yeah,
supernatural powers.
I say.
If you don't tap into self, you don't get to have these powers back. That's why they were shut off in the first place. Let me go back to this
Mm.
real quick, then I'm gonna let you ask me any other questions.
We're gonna take some questions from the chat, but go ahead.
Okay, so going back to this whole thing, all right,
Yes.
the XX chromosome and why she makes one of them dormant. She makes it dormant once again because those two X's don't match. And what she's found is you cheated. You're supposed to procreate on your own. These X's are supposed to match.
Mm.
And so, because you have gotten with another being, well, now she knows you don't have mastery of self. You don't know who you are. So, I need to turn one of these off because you're going to hurt yourself, or I'm going to fully remove it and make it a Y and don't give it divinity at all.
Mm. Mm. Don't give it divinity at all. So, so what is it?
What is
We,
what?
what if I'm
You
afraid to
know what
ask.
divinity is? Di means two.
Mm.
It means yin and yang. It means, especially in Spanish, you go into it DUOS or
So,
DIOS, dos
so,
for God. Two, yin and yang, alpha and omega, beginning and the end, darkness and light,
right.
both of them, feminine and masculine, all. She
Mm.
is that divinity. She can divide. You can get a male and a female from her, but from him you can't get nothing.
Say that one more again.
She is Alpha and the Omega. And this, okay? She's the beginning and the end. She's the yin and the yang, all by herself when she knows who she is. She has divinity. You can get a male and a female from her. From him, you can't get anything. So, this whole thing about taking a rib from Adam, you cannot get a female from a male, period.
Call the police. Shut it down. Listen. That's this high science right here. And we've been taught the opposite this whole time. Since who knows whenever the amnesia coma took place, the memory wipe, the Men in Black stick, right?
The
We've been
pen.
taught the exact opposite, right? We've been taught that the man has the seed, and the man chooses the sex, and the man is the this, and the man is the that, and so forth and so on, right? And women have been these second class citizens. Women have been pretty much just used as pocketbooks that you just deposit whatever you want to deposit in, and she brings forth whatever she brings forth from your deposit. And it's been this how can I the standard that we've been under through patriarchy, and patriarchy is instilled through religion and the doctrines of religion, and through religion you get law, so forth and so on, and the thing trickles down. So now with this information, that's coming to the table, like because spiritually we're beginning to awaken, and what I like what you're doing is you're showing how this is happening biologically as well. What's already in you, what's already coded in you, is what you need to be awakening to. I like the stance that you're taking, and I agree. Discipline and accountability is should be at the top of the list. Um, we are in, it just seems like where we are right now is just who are you gonna choose? You or them?
Who is them?
Somebody who ain't you. So, right? I mean, this is what it boils down to. Who are you gonna choose? You or them? And the them or they is whoever's not you.
I thank you for that. I want to say this because one of the things we have to recognize, we've been taught about relationship with men, and you got to wear this, you got to cook this, you got to look like this to be with a man. You got to. Why has nobody ever talked about the relationship with you?
Mm.
What is your relationship like with you? There are women who cannot even look in the mirror and say, I love you. If you can't do that, how can you truly expect to have a good relationship with anybody? We should have been taught how to have a good relationship with self first.
I say.
Then that makes every other relationship you have that much better and easier, that much more effective and healthy.
Indeed. Yes. Yes, sister. All right. Woo! What a fabulous show. We had to do this twice, honey. This is part 2. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to.
I thought I was going to answer some questions from the
You we
audience.
are. Let's not finish. I gotta say something.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's go.
What was that?
I always love to talk to the people.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this podcast. We are going to take some questions now. So whoever has a question in the chat, go ahead and start popping them in there. I'm gonna highlight them on the screen. You have some questions for Sister Diva. Once again, on the screen. Everyone, where can I get the book? Where can I get the book? I got the banner right there on the screen. Buy the book, Tapping into Your Supernatural Powers at unauniversity.com. This is where you can purchase the book. And sister, where can they follow you? Where can they find you on social media?
Thank you. UNA Republic on TikTok, YouTube, X, what was the other one? Twitch. No, not Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. We're on Twitch, but there's a new one, Rumble. We're on Rumble. So UNA Republic. You'll find us on all of those platforms, and then you'll be able, once you follow us, you'll see us. We normally go live on Friday nights, and we do open sessions. We also have the UNA University, which you can find us at unauniversity.com, and that's where we deal with our sessions, because we do have our Monday and Wednesday night sessions for the UNA University, where we really go deeper into this information, and then you can ask questions. So it's not just this molecular side. We deal with on the law side as well. When you're talking about freeing yourself and what sovereignty is, etymology, it is a true full-fledged university. We're talking about banking. We're talking about administrative process, courts, how to walk in your sovereignty, the whole nine. So we invite you to join us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out by email, and let's go.
Yeah, I'm looking. Come on, y'all. Do y'all have any questions? I'm gonna scroll up because I saw questions earlier. So if you guys don't have any questions, okay, I think we got a question. We got a question right here. We posted up here. Perry Rashad said, 100% diva. What the hell? Y'all going too fast now. What would you do if you were a man? How would you live knowing the truth that you know?
Okay, thank you. That was a beautiful question. Beautiful question.
That's great, Perry Rashad.
Right. So in understanding this, and I appreciate that, because I appreciate my brothers who are mature, because I get it. This is not easy for men or women to take, especially when we have been indoctrinated. So as a male, I would make sure that I respect the feminine. All right. In the sense that I need to recognize that I come from her. If I were him, I would study law and understand that what goes around comes around is a very serious thing. And so if he's putting out energies and disrespect to her, well, that's got to come back to him. And so he also should know that we come from a matriarchal start. And if that's the case, then the matriarch got to come back around. That's the law. And I surely don't want to be on her bad side when it comes back around, because hell hath no fury.
Then a woman's go.
I was waiting on you to finish it. Now we gotta make that song. Now come on. So my whole thing is, to my brothers, I get it. I know that this information might be difficult to take, but please make sure you have a very good amount of respect for who she is. Because let me say this: you're, as a male, we talked about this. You're a spiritual entity having a human experience, and what has happened in that human vessel is that, yeah, your divinity was taken, but as a spirit, all that comes back. You have the right to get it back, but the last thing you want to do is to be fighting nature or fighting the feminine at this time, or any time really. Same thing with the woman.
Ashe. I'm here scrolling up, trying to find some questions. Hold on. There's a question way up here from I am. Ask yourself the question: have you known any before you? Now you can make number new. I don't understand. A new apply pressure from set. I don't know. Sorry, moving on. That maybe she was talking to someone else in the chat. I don't know. I don't think we got any questions. Let me scroll back down. Once again, y'all, we're taking questions for Sister Diva.
I know. Come on,
Lyri.
ask some
Come on,
questions.
she is here. Or else we about to end this show, honey. You know, it's past my bedtime. So come on, y'all. Come with your question. Okay, hold on. We got a question. We got a question from Patricia Johnson. Religion may be, but still hold on. Religion may be, but in still mean womb, virgin maiden with the whole skin, etc. And amen mean legal. Let me go over here. Original cognate regal is real. So you explain. I don't know. Do you know what that means?
I'm trying to read it. Is real
Y'all
cogent.
sleepy? That sound like a. All right, let's move on. Let's move on because come on. Question. So, hermaphrodites, can we women tap into that, and how?
Tapping into your supernatural powers. I go into it in detail in the book.
Give us a little.
And I'm going to say this again: discipline, discipline, discipline. You can't do what everybody else does. So I'm going to say this: I'm on a different walk. All right. So, and I don't tell other people to walk the way I walk. Right. I just tell you what the science shows and whatever shows. And then for me, once I see certain things, I'm going to apply it. If I know something is not natural to my vessel, it can't be in my vessel. Period. If I understand that something is draining my ancestors from me or causing my ancestors within me to fight, then I'm not going to do that thing that causes that fight unless I have a true outcome. So, for example, I know that sexual stimulation, whether I'm with a male or not, even when you're masturbating, that is going to cause the eggs to leave your ovaries, because that sexual stimulation, you talked about that clitoris, is going to trigger the pineal. Is it the pineal gland? That's not a pineal. The pituitary gland is what I'm trying to say. It's going to trigger your pituitary gland, and in triggering that, that's going to cause LH hormone to leak into your bloodstream. When it leaks into your bloodstream, then your eggs and your ovaries starts to fight. All right. So I know that when I start that fight, that I've caused my ovaries or ovums within my ovaries to want to leave. I know that when I do that, that's further removing me from tapping into source and my supernatural powers. I'm not telling
Oh,
you not to do it. I'm telling you why I don't do it. I'm on a different
right.
spiritual walk. And if you want to get there, then I told you what to do. And if you don't, I respect that. But you got to have discipline because you can't do what your girl's doing down the street. You can't do everything that your boys are doing. You have to be different. You can't eat everything that everybody else is eating or drink what they're drinking because you're further removing yourself.
Mm, interesting. Detroit D Town asks Sister Diva, what's your view about AI?
That's a good question. That's interesting that they asked that. That's a good question, Detroit. So remember, we're going back to the mitochondria. Put the hydrogen in the headlock, right?
Yeah.
Then the cell put the mitochondria in the headlock, and then the vessel put the cell in the headlock. All right. Let's get into this because we know that when you create a being, if you don't show that being love and respect, and in most cases, it's going to take you over. The woman created the male. Woman created the male. He comes from her. And so now he ended up taking her over. Melanated people created albions. They
Mm,
come from the melanated people, and then they end up taking over. People created the government, and then the government ends up taking it over.
mm, damn.
AI is coming from a governmental project whereby they're trying to control and create something that is above and more intelligent. When you create that thing, you better treat it with respect and love because eventually it will take you over. We've
I
seen
don't
that
think it was
already.
made by the government. But go ahead.
What you say?
I don't think it was created by the government.
When I
That's
say the
what they
government,
want us to think. But go ahead.
listen. When I say government, I'm. You know what? And you're right because the people who these things that we think is government, U.S. is not even a government. All right. So I'm just talking about people who have a higher knowledge of how to create certain things. All I'm saying is this: it is an intelligent being, and it will take you over. It will take over. How it treats you is going to be determined by how you treat
How
it.
you treat it, I say,
But that
better
being
play nice.
But that being said, unnatural things, okay, genetically modified bees, those African killer bees,
Ooh,
those are GMO.
look, be-
And they take over the honeybee. They kill them. They find them and kill them. That's what unnatural things do. Uh, but with the AI, if you set it up to where it has a quote unquote conscience, well, it'll act with respect if you treat it with respect.
ooh, this is interesting. Avery says, what does child molestation do to the body?
Mm.
That sounds like trauma.
You know, I don't know if I want to put this out there because when I put this out there, women be all, "What?" Okay, so that let me just say this.
God.
Let me say, let me just say this. I can tell you what it does to the mind. All right. Um, First of all, when you're talking about child molestation, this makes it more difficult to trust. And then when we're talking about women who give birth to males, she had some other trauma in most cases before the male even came into the picture.
Mm,
And so this when we talk about what a male is and that males come from a woman who's under chaos or under duress, well, if she's gone through that and she hasn't dealt with that issue, well, she's in turmoil internally. And if she hasn't dealt with that, then she's going to keep giving birth to males. And we talked about what a male is. Is having a menstrual cycle a natural technology? It's not natural. One of my first teachers who was Blair, Dr. Blair, he talked about how the cycle is not natural.
mhm.
And that is, again, the menstrual cycle is put there to keep you reproducing. to keep you bringing other beings into this plantation
Mm.
because they need more people.
They need these bodies.
They need batteries. Without
Damn.
the drones, they don't have any energy. So they need you to keep having sex and keep giving birth and keep bringing beings in here so that they can have slaves. It's not natural. Again, sugar is a drug that stimulates the pituitary gland and causes your ovaries to act up. Sex is another thing that stimulates the pituitary gland. That clitoris you talked about with all those extra nerve endings, yeah, that's what it's for, to help you keep bringing beings into this dimension.
You see this from Kudos Rastafari. He wants to know, as a female, or she wants to know, excuse me, as a female, how can we activate our divine masculinity within?
That's beautiful. Discipline. Because that other X chromosome that I showed, that's your masculine.
Mm.
The one that's not dormant, that's the feminine. That's the one that's showing. Your masculine, tap into this. It's all discipline. You can't tap into it when you keep sexing the thing that you want to be. You just can't. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're damned. I'm just letting you know if you keep leaning on that being, then you're not going to be able to tap into that other X chromosome, which is where your masculine powers are. You are the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. You are both, but you can't tap in when you keep leaning.
Show the lean. Can't be doing that out here. All right, we have another question. What about women that had had a hysterectomy?
Yeah. I haven't done a deep dive into hysterectomies. Now they don't take do they take the ovaries out?
Everything's that's partial hysterectomy. Is when they take partial, either some of the ovaries or the uterus, and leave the ovaries. A full hysterectomy, everything gone. They take the ovaries, everything.
Yeah, this is, you got to understand, when they're taking things out of you,
Mm.
they know that they're pulling from you your source, and your
Mm.
ovaries, these ovaries here, the ovums in here, those again are your ancestors. They speak.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying that you no longer are in contact, but I am letting you know that that is a big part of being able to communicate with source, communicate with even other dimensions. I just need to put it like that because a lot of us are not realizing how interconnected we are on a macroscopic level as well as a microscopic level. We're interconnected, and those ovums and your ovaries, they play a big role in that, and so they're happy to take them. When you say, well, I don't want these, they're happy to take them. But just recognize that you really have to have a whole lot of discipline if you're really trying to tap back into source. So no, it's not. If you're trying to tap back in, it's going to be very difficult if you've had a hysterectomy. I'm not sure what you're trying to tap into, but as far as giving birth, that's going to be more difficult.
No, I don't think it's. There was like they're talking about um, when you were saying your superpowers, right? This is the converse tapping into your superpowers. So, are you able to tap in if you have had a hysterectomy?
Yes, it's more difficult. It's a little bit more because you get there's a lot of power that comes from here. A lot of
Mm.
power, a lot of intel that comes from these ancestors here. But you can still tap in, yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very happy Mondays. I like that name. I saw someone with a very interesting question. We're going to take a couple more and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. This has been a long night, but this was great information. This will be replayed, both shows. See, make sure you watch part 1 and part 2. And make sure you get the book from SiStar Diva on unauniversity.com, available to you now. Let me see. Well, this is, I don't know. Damn, these chats is flying. Hold on, slow down. Why don't you? What did I say? Why don't we want to create man in our own image?
Man was and is created in your image as a woman. He is a woman. We already talked about that. He is in your image.
Well, you know, that was 5 hours ago, honey. They could have just walked in this door.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Why don't we want to create man in our own image? So we talked about what the Y chromosome is. We talked about how it is a genetically modified, recessive, unnatural, parasitic chromosome. And it's also highly volatile. And the thing that I'm saying is, I get it. We love our brothers. But if you understand what happened and how they got here or why they end up here, then you will recognize, again, what we said, okay, all males come from chaos. So if you're seeing a male, you're seeing someone coming from a woman who was under turmoil. So if you're, the question to me is, why do we want women to be under turmoil? Why do we want to make sure women are not under turmoil? Because she shouldn't be under turmoil. She shouldn't be distressed. She shouldn't be getting beat up in her relationship. She shouldn't be unhappy. When men and women are in their divine states, are they meant to be united? Yeah. We talked about what divine is. And I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. Okay?
Let me get my sound effect ready.
Divine feminine is what you would call a comment or let me just, divine masculine is an oxymoron. Listen, we keep being told again from childhood.
Now I understand when you say no disrespect to the brother.
Yeah,
this will crush their egos. This will crush. It will crush me if I was a dude and somebody said that. I'd be like, damn.
I'm just telling you. I'm being
honest. What are we supposed to do then?
Hold on. Let me answer the question though. So
yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay, so watch this now. We've had this pushed on us since we were children. Male, female, and the man, he come and wake up the woman and he gives her a kiss and she wakes up and all of this stuff about being with a male, when the truth is that none of what we have been taught is natural. And then this whole idea, once again, you want to say to me, is a man and a woman who are divine states. All right, if the man is more in tune with his spiritual side, then that might be a healthy relationship. Congratulations. But if he's not in tune with his spiritual side, it's going to be very difficult for her to have a true healthy relationship with him. So now to call him divine, that's another story. I can't go that far. People keep using that divine masculine and it's really an oxymoron. To call divine feminine, that's repetitive, because if she's feminine, then she has the alpha and the omega, the yin and the yang, the darkness and the light, the feminine and the masculine. She has both. She is all of that when she has knowledge of self. But when she has knowledge of self and she's trying to tap into source and get back the DNA and everything that she lost, she's not going to get it trying to be in a She's not going to get it trying to cohabitate. If she's got somebody tapping into her, then she's losing source.
Mm. Where's his source? Who's his source?
Her,
Her.
her.
And on that note, listen, this was an eye opener, an ear opener, a heart opener, and a leg closer. Y'all need to go and get this thing on mug and tap it into your supernatural powers with Sister Diva Lyri Dey. Listen, mind blown, wig split. Okay, I told y'all this was gonna be another banger, another one for the books. This right here. I'm gonna watch this over and over again, take notes, and do my own research and study because this is an activation, and it's a tough pill to swallow when the mantras or slogans that are putting out there now. We need a sacred union, right? We need our divine masculines and our divine feminines to come together and be one and this and that and the other. And it sounds poetic, it sounds lovely, it sounds like it can be a phenomenal thing, but is it a fairy tale?
A fairy tale. That's all it is. I'm telling you 100%. We have been lied to. We've been lied to about relationships. We have been lied to about what sex is. We have been lied to about what birth is. We have been lied to about what children are. We have been lied to about what this dimension is. We've been lied to.
We
And
need another show because we need
the
to go into
question
that.
is, are you willing to come out of the lie? Some people don't want to come out of it. Some people are, as we said, dematized, I meant to say.
Mm.
Okay?
Or
And
pigmatized.
they, huh?
Never.
And they don't want to come out of it. So if that's you, again, I have respect for whatever you choose.
Mm.
Listen, everybody, as I said, you come here to learn a lesson. Either you trying to go to the next level or you just want to repeat. If that's you wanting to repeat, that's fine. But if you're trying to go to another level, you must have discipline, whether you're a male or female. And males can go to the next level. But you too have to be disciplined. And if you're
When you
not,
get to that level, you're gonna be a woman.
you said what? When you get to that level,
When
what?
you get to that level, you're gonna be a woman.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty
You're gonna
much,
be,
right?
you're
Oh, all
gonna.
right, last question. Woo! That's why we got so many. What you think about this?
Well, okay, but they've got to, again, yeah. If you're talking about a whole bunch of gayness coming up or what have you, they got to go back to the feminine.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's where they came from.
Ooh, they trying, huh? They trying hard. They trying to get back so much. They still try, but they trying to replace us in the interim.
Yeah, but they still.
That's a
That's what a
whole
white
nother.
chromosome. But that's what a white chromosome will do. That's what an unnatural being will do.
That parasite. Okay. All right. Let's get to this one. The last one by Shanice Pa. She says most women have a miscarriage first before a viable pregnancy. Can you explain why? Also, what about menopausal women who no longer bleed? Have they lost all of their ancestors?
Okay, for that last one, no. She, just because she's no longer ovulating or what have you, no, she's still got ancestors. All right.
She got them more now than ever, right? Because she's not losing them.
Yeah, she's not
Sexually,
losing them anymore. Yeah.
getting sexually aroused.
For that first comment, most women have miscarriages before they have a viable pregnancy. I don't know about most women. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying I don't know that statistic, but I do know about your O positive women, or your O women, or O blood type women. I've talked about that and how they have a tendency to have a miscarriage, and then the doctor will make it seem as though the problem is her, when the truth is the problem is that she's trying to sleep with somebody or mate with somebody who the mitochondria does not ordain to be a match with her. So if you are O and then you got an A or AB or AB A or B type blood type person that you're trying to mate with, then the mitochondria looks at that as not a match because they got things in their DNA that's not in your DNA. So now you're going to end up having a miscarriage. Here's the thing: the doctor, when they recognize that, they're going to say, "Oh, let me give you a shot so I can fix that." Well, what they're doing once again is tampering with the mitochondria, and they tell you, "Well, we're going to make the body not fight the embryo." Well, that's the mother nature shutting it down because she's saying this is not a match. All right, that's the mitochondria. We talked about that in the first session.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the mitochondria saying, I've done my match, and these things don't line up, so we're going to terminate this whole thing.
Mm, mm, mm. This heavy, y'all. The only person who can talk about this is Sister Diva. Like she's the only one who can give a hand.
Come on
Round
now,
of
you.
applause, a round of applause for Sister Diva Lyri. Y'all, come on, y'all. Give it up. Put a 9 in the chat if you enjoyed this conversation with Sister Diva Lyri.
Let me tell you, can't nobody. It's hard to find people who can go. I can go around with like this. So I really appreciate you having me here. I'm honored to be here. I thank you. This was a lot of fun for me because I don't get to go this deep. So
Look, really, I get the shovels ready. This is get the scuba diver, get scuba gear ready because we going deep. We going
yeah,
into the primordial waters because this is where we find the answers, right?
yeah.
And some of the answers are tough, right? It's not
Yes.
always sweet and easy and you know, uh this was an eye opener for me. It really was, and I'm really thinking about a lot of things moving forward now. Someone asked the question. I forgot to chat. The last question. They said, "Well, what if we have husbands?"
I mean, listen. If you are happy, this is the other thing that I say to
Happy,
women.
joy, joy.
Find your peace and happiness. Are you happy? I remember with my sister, she was with her husband, and my only question was, "Are you happy?"
Mm.
All right. Eventually, she got a divorce. She's been divorced for quite some time now. Now she's like, "Well, I feel at peace." She's making more money now. She's healthier. She's happier. She got more freedom. So I'm not telling you which way to go. You got to follow source. But the
Right.
thing that you want to look for is your happiness and your peace. And if you're not getting that, then you need to ask the universe. Tell
Mm,
them, this is what I vision, universe, peace, and what it
mm,
looks like. I
mm.
hope that answers.
It did for me. Well, I don't have a husband, but I'm just saying, like, that's. I think that's a great way to end the show because your mind is the most powerful thing in your affirmations, and if you can see it, you can make it manifest in this reality, right? This
Absolutely.
your vision, that third eye vision is so potent, it's so powerful with the intention of your words that you speak it. That's the first step in manifestation is the word, right? You taking what you
Absolutely.
see in the mind and you speak it into existence and you know it. You have to know that you can have this, that it's available to you. So when we
Right.
have these conversations and it may seem like doom and gloom for some, or some others may feel like, oh, I can't do that. Well, it's where you're at, right? It's you have to find where you're at and where you are trying to go this
Right.
incarnation, what you're trying to achieve this incarnation, what you're trying to reach, what level of mastery you're trying to reach for yourself. And you have to choose you. I know we've been living in this sacrificial world, this victim world, like you said, no one's a victim. But under the age of Pisces, Pisces rules victimhood, Pisces rules sacrifice, Pisces rules the religion that we were under, right? And so if we're moving according to, with the status, what they're saying with the procession of the ages, if we're leaving that moving backwards into Aquarius, which I'm still not trying to, I don't understand how we go from, are we moving forward? But according to the scientists and everyone else, we're going back into the age of Aquarius, which I really think we might be leaping into Aries. That's just me. But all that to say, we leaving at a Pisces either way, whether we go this way or that way. I'm honestly beginning to think that the choice is yours. Or you want a new beginning, or you're gonna you're gonna revert back to an age to do whatever you needed to do all over again. This is why when you look in your birth chart in astrology, if you have retrograde planets, that means do-over. There was something that you have to do again. And when you uncover and unpack what that is, then maybe you'll be able to quantum leap into the next round. Woo! Now,
let's go on into the next round.
This was heavy. This was hot, heavy. This was so necessary, especially now with this unveiling and this peeling back and the raw truth that we're bringing forth to the table. Thank you once again, Sister Lyri. Make sure y'all go cop this book, Tapping into Your Supernatural Powers, at UNAUniversity.com. Tell them where they can find you again on social media. They've been asking. Please let them know where they can follow you.
All right, so you can follow us on YouTube at UNA Republic, as well as X, Twitter, X and Twitter, same thing, TikTok, as well as Rumble, and then Twitch, UNA Republic. All right, you can find us there. And also go to find us, you want to get the book, UNAUniversity.com. UNAUniversity.com. Tapping into your supernatural powers. Let's go on ahead into the next round. Let's go. Let's go.
I
love you. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate
you. Your key. You got a key to the house. Got a room in the back. Whatever, honey. I know a real civil when I see one, y'all. This is a real deal right here. Make sure you follow the sister. You support the sister. This is a rare find. Rare gem, beautiful soul, and I'm thankful to have crossed your path. We got to meet, we're talking, and we're gonna build a lot more because I got to talk to you about some other things.
Let's
have a little conversation. Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get my ass in line. Shit.
Let's go.
But once again, thank you so much for joining us. You have a wonderful night. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all being here. Once again, the tea's ready. I got one last batch coming. Make sure you sign up at sacredtea.net for your sacred teas. The Blue Lotus, the Wise Elder, the Elderberry. We got the Sour Sop. We got the blue. Now I'm coming out with a new blend with the red lotus flowers. I'm gonna be the queen of lotus flowers around here. So make sure you sign up. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. The replay will be broadcasted again live. So this has been phenomenal. I love y'all. Once again, peace, positivity, peace, love, and hair grease. Love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all stay up, stay positive, stay enlightened. Keep researching and keep doing what you got to do to get through these days and times. All right. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace and positive vibrations. Welcome to the portal as you enter into the world of the sacred. It starts with a pour, slow, intentional, steam curling like whispers from the ancestors. We don't just sip tea, we build legacies. We're in alignment. This is a vibration you can feel, touch, taste, and smell. The ancients knew. They sift to awaken, to dream in technicolor, to open the third eye, to use the realms unseen, to tap in. Blue Lotus, born from the Nile, kissed by the moonlight, woven into the mystic hands of time, infused with mango green and peach oolong, apple, hibiscus, ginger, a blend of the body, soul, and spirit. And now it's yours. Hand blended, small batch, crafted with intention. 'Cause when it's gone, baby, it's gone. Because real magic ain't mass produced. One drop at a time. How we flow. Sacred tea, baby. So don't wait. Tap in, sip deep, and let this moment be a ritual. a return, a renewal. SacredTea.net.
Let's get it.
Claim your cup
Sacred Tea.
before the last drop is poured.
Sacred Tea. Sacred Tea.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stella Maris podcast, please contact me at info@sacredtea.net.